Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is New Year's Eve and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. It is New Year's Eve. I'm pretty excited. It's the end of 2024. We're saying goodbye to it and hello to 2025. And, who knows what's going to happen in 2025. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully you guys are as well. Hopefully you guys are coming off of a great Christmas holiday. I know that mine was great. I missed all of you guys. I kind of took a week sabbatical, but that's okay. I'm here now, and we're gonna create some awesome art and send off 2024 in style. I think it's gonna be great. So hopefully this won't keep people up too late. I know on the East Coast it's only 8 o'clock in the evening, so hopefully we'll be done before you guys participate in any kind of festivities. I know I'm going to watch the ball drop on TV. I'm not going to go to any parties or anything like that. Um, the older you get, the less that appeals to you. But I am going to ring in the New Year's with family members and stuff like that. So we're not going to drag this out too long. Just a simple drawing. So it is our last drawing of the year, so that's pretty exciting. And I think this is going to be fun. So what I picked out is I got a set of pins as a stocking stuffer for Christmas, so I wanted to try them out. So it's these King's Art here. They're not terribly expensive. They're like $10 from like Walmart or something like that. But they make a great stocking stuffer, and somehow I ended up with some. So I think I'm gonna draw a cat and ink pen. So this is gonna be great. Got a couple of people in the room. We got Richard in here. We got Lorraine. We got Just Dave. That's enough for a party. So let's get started. All right. So I kind of already figured out in pencil where I want my cat to be. This is like a little kitten. It's not a full-grown cat. I actually wanted to do a couple of cat pictures and stuff, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. So expect some more cat pictures in the future because I kind of just want to do a bunch of cats. So I'm just going to jump right in. Feel free to chat with me. Again, it is New Year's. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. I know I've already started in on the booze. I'm drinking rum tonight, so I'm a little uh, topped out on the eggnog. I've been drinking eggnog like all week. Um, but yeah, these are some pretty cool pens. Like I said, they're like King's Art. They come from like Walmart. Not terribly expensive, but it's a pretty good set. You got all the ranges of I don't know sizes. I guess they would be called in here. But I want to start with the eyes of this cat just to get those in there real quick. I'm surprised, got a few people in here in the chat room with me. I thought everybody would be busy. But like I said, the older you get, the more you start spending time at home. Especially if you got young ones, you kind of want to hang out around the house and stuff like that and spend time with the family. Cats always have like these deep set eyes and stuff. So they look like they're wearing eyeliner like some rock star or something like that. So the first thing I can tell you about these pens is they're like super smooth. I'm liking how it's gliding across the page. Um, I have another set of pens which I'll probably like use as well in the future. I'll probably switch back and forth. But I left my brush pen, my other set, I left the cap off and that kind of dried out. So I was happy to get a new set of pens. This is very welcome. So I mean, for artists and stuff, I mean, it's pretty easy to stuff their stocking. You just get them art supplies and stuff. It's pretty cool. So Richard is chilling with the fuzzy buddies. That's awesome. That's great. Hopefully everybody's looking forward to 2025. I think 2025 is going to be awesome. There's um there's some reasons why people might be upset with 2025, but I think that we can just kind of grin and bear it and make it through and stuff. There's going to be some positive stuff in 2025. I think. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an optimist. Waiting for the ball to fall. So we got here on the East Coast. I mentioned before on this channel that I have relatives who live in Sweden. I've got a couple of nieces and nephews who live out there from my older brother, whose ex-wife decided to move to Sweden and took the kids with her. So now they live in Sweden and get to talk to them over like FaceTime and things like that. But they have already celebrated the new year. Like they are a couple of hours ahead of us. Just Dave is in here. He's probably in the same boat where he's already kind of gotten into the celebrations already. But yeah, here on the East Coast of the United States, we are waiting for the ball to drop. Um, you know, it doesn't matter how old I get, I still kind of watch that every year. Um, I think I think I watched the Dick Clark version, even though like Dick Clark's not around anymore. I think that's the version I watch. Um, but I probably flip between the channels. It's been a while. Lorraine, great name. It's a great name. Yeah, this has been a good year for my drawings. Like if you guys haven't seen it already, I posted kind of like a recap, a little short video of just kind of like it's just basically my shorts and stuff from the year. There's some pictures that I like that didn't make the cut into that just because I didn't have a shorts for them and I didn't want to go through the trouble of like digging out pictures and trying to sort all that out. But if you get a chance and you haven't already, check that out because that kind of sums it up. Like some of you guys have been here since the very beginning. I know Richard has. In fact, I sent Richard my very first drawing on this show um, 2 years ago. So in 2023, yeah, I guess it's 2 years now. Yeah, this is crazy. This is actually the birthday of the channel, not New Year's Eve. I think it was maybe January 2nd or something like that. But basically, basically the birthday of the channel. Um, this channel started as a New Year's resolution in 2023. I had the idea that I wanted to be more creative, and you know, I felt like I was lacking in creativity. Like I was kind of stuck in a rut, boring, you know, day job. You know, I don't want to say programming is boring because it's not. You get to do some problem solving and things like that, but it's not this. It's not this kind of creativity. Not where you're like actually literally creating something out of nothing, which is what art is. It's great. Um, so I felt like I was kind of lacking in some of the creative aspects of my life, and I was disappointed in that. And I was like, you know, it's New Year's. I want to try and do something different. Um, so yeah, I decided to do this channel, and I stuck with it. And that's actually surprising to me because I don't usually stick with my New Year's resolutions. I must have really enjoyed this one. All right, so that's a brush one I was using. So I'm going to switch to this like this number one, and the reason why is because I want there to be some like value in the eyes, but I don't really want it to be too dark. So I just kind of want to put in, you know, some like little hatching in here in these eyes, just to kind of add a little bit of gray to them, I guess. But yeah, so like this channel was a New Year's resolution that I stuck with. And what's cool is like, you know, going into 2024, I just kind of like doubled down on that resolution. So like 2023, the resolution was to start the show, and then 2024 was to like just be better, right? I just wanted to be a better artist and stuff and create more interesting artwork. And I felt like I did that. So like if you go back and you look at some of the pictures I've done over 2024, they're they're not like some of them are kind of cool on like stylistically and stuff. So I was pretty happy with them. So I felt like I kind of nailed that goal. Not to pat myself too much on the back, but um, I was pretty happy with my 2024 pictures that I did. Uh, in 2024, I started doing that copy art. That was pretty cool. And there's a couple of other styles I kind of picked up and stuff. I haven't really adopted like a style that I'm sticking with yet. I'm still working that out, but it's been a lot of fun. So just say Dave says it's 105 there. So like that means that they are definitely in full swing on the new year. So hello from the past. We got a time traveler in here. He's in the future. Oh wow, we got IB Rebecca in here for Happy New Year from Wales. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, I love the international aspect of doing live streams on YouTube because like you do get to meet people from like all around the world and kind of hang out with them and stuff. And especially on New Year's when we're all like kind of bringing in the New Year's in different time zones. That's really cool. Um, ended up postponing the trip to my parents until tomorrow. One of the cats peed on my my bed this morning. Oh, here's to a better 2025. Jeremy's still awesome as well. I remember those memories. It was an awesome time. I like the Grogu you did. Yeah, so the Grogu was really cool. That was pretty early on on the channel. I didn't really know what I wanted to draw and stuff, so I thought I'd like stick with some kind of like pop culture icons like Grogu and like it's basically I was watching The Mandalorian at the time, and that's what was on, and I did a couple of Grogu's actually, and that was a lot of fun. And I think I did some other like Marvel related things. Like I did Thor as a dog, which was pretty cool. But yeah, 2023. So I can't say there's a lot of pictures that I really am proud of from 2023, but there's a few. Um, Still kind of getting my feet wet here, even going into 2025. I still, so I'm switching to a thicker. I should probably narrate what I'm doing. I'm gonna switch to I'm gonna switch to this 8 so I can get some of the fur in there. But hey, okay, Larry's in the house. Happy New Year's, everybody. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I hope everybody gets blessings out of this year. I know that I think I don't know. I'm always an optimist when it comes to New Year's. It's not until like I don't know March or April when I start feeling the pressure and start thinking like, well, maybe this year sucks. But in January, I'm always an optimist, and I always look at January and February as like I call them the flyover months. So I probably should explain that a little bit. So there's a term in the United States for it's called flyover states. So like the idea, and this isn't true. I don't subscribe to this idea. It's just what they say. They say that the only places in the United States that really matter are New York and California, and all the other states are like flyover states. It's the states that you have to fly over to get to where you're going, and you don't really want to be in those states. You just kind of want to get through them. So they call them like flyover states. Now, I don't agree with that. I think most of the parts of the United States that are interesting are in those quote unquote flyover states. So, like, I took a road trip, a couple of road trips actually, a few years back, and some of the, some of the places they tell you that like are boring in the United States and stuff like that, like Kansas and stuff. I love it. I love Kansas. It's beautiful. But anyway, my point is, they do call them the flyover states. So I kind of adopted that for January and February. I consider them the flyover months. So like January and February are the flyover months to me. And what I mean by that is they're just months you want to get past. Like nothing really ever happens in them. That's the way it generally feels, but that's not actually true. I've always thought that. I've always thought that January and February nothing ever happens and stuff. But looking back on 2024, I mean, I think that's when I started doing my copy art, and people really responded to that, and got a couple of people who were pretty interested. Like, there's a coffee house that still wants me to hang up my art. That's one of my goals I didn't get to in 2024, but it's still like open ended. I'm still like, that offer is still out there. So I can't really say that January and February are like inconsequential anymore. They're actually kind of like you can do things in January and February and stuff. And they don't just have to be wasted months. I think that's my point. Long story short, I plan to do stuff with my January and February this year. They will not just be flyover months. But I am an optimist. I'm an optimist when the new year rolls around. Um, like I said, maybe by March or something, I might be a little like, oh man, this year is not shaping up the way I want. But we'll see. I have high hopes. I celebrate like St. Patrick's Day and stuff, so I set out the year in benchmarks, and that's the next one. So New Year's, and then I don't know, Valentine's Day I guess is one, but Valentine's Day is like super short. It's like you just go out for dinner or something like that, and then it's over. But St. Patrick's Day is like my second benchmark. I like how this cat's looking. It's looking pretty good, I think. The thing about So you can see I've been drinking coffee all day. I'm super talkative and chatty tonight. But um, yeah, so like the thing about drawing with pens is you have to have some patience here. It is pretty precise. It's not like drawing in other mediums where you can kind of like just kind of blot in some areas and stuff. Basically, you have to go back to like the old school drawing methods of like hatching and and making intentional marks and stuff, and kind of keeping them all going in the same direction so they look sane. Um, there's a lot of the art that I've been doing in 2024 and probably going into 2025 has been pretty chaotic. I like that. I like that style. This is not that. This is the opposite. This is more precise. Like I feel like if you had the skill and patience to do line drawings really well, you could do like blueprints or something like that. A lot of people use ink to draw buildings and stuff, and that's because buildings are pretty orderly. You know, like you have straight lines and some features that work really well in ink. Wouldn't say cat's face really does work really well in ink, but it kind of does because of the fur. Um, you can get like really nice fur type drawings in here or marks or whatever. I have been I have been drinking quite a bit of rum tonight. Yeah, I love St. Patrick's Day. That is one of my favorite holidays. So obviously Christmas is my favorite. Everybody loves Christmas. I like Halloween. And then close behind that is St. Patrick's Day. It starts getting a little like I don't know, depending on where you live in the world. It may not be warm yet, but around here it starts getting warm. They have these outdoor parades and stuff, and generally people are in a good mood for St. Patrick's Day. They have a Comic Con around here during St. Patrick's Day as well, or like around St. Patrick's Day. So there's a couple of things to look forward to. It's still generally cold in this area of the country at that time, but you know it's coming off of the deep cold. Like around here, we usually get our coldest months in January and February, which is kind of surprising because it's been kind of mild out there lately. My daughter says, "Merry New Year, Jeremy and Rum Dog and everybody." Well, Merry New Year to you as well. Stickman is kind of like he's kind of hiding there. His name is Geppetto, by the way. We gave him a name. That's something that happened in 2024. We gave Geppetto a name. People were getting a little tired of calling him Stickman. I forget who mentioned it. I think it was Kid mentioned that he should have a name, so we gave him a name. And then Kid said that he should have eyeballs. So I put like little bobbly eyeballs on him. I don't know how long this picture is going to take. Like sometimes these pictures are a little bit more precise, so it does take a little while. But I think like after you get done with the face, like the face is the focal point. Once you get done with that, you can kind of like have a lot more loose strokes. If I my brush pen again. Get this little guy's nose in here. It's an adorable cat. Basically, whenever I do like pen ink drawings and stuff, I just want to do something adorable. And the person who gave me these ink pens as a stocking stuffer, they really love cats. So this is my gift back to them. I love giving gifts in return for getting gifts and stuff. I feel like it's just this like kind of circular system of like, oh, you gave me something, okay, I'm gonna give you something back. So I like doing that. I'm not a big gift person at Christmas. Um, I enjoy just hanging out with people I care about and building memories with them and stuff like that. The uh, the gift stuff and everything. You can do away with that, and I think that it would still be like a wonderful holiday. Um, Wonderful, yeah, holiday. I think that's right. Time of year. There we go, season. But Ernest says, Mom says Geppetto should have clothes on. He doesn't. He's got clothes on. They're wooden clothes. Yeah, this has been a pretty good Christmas. I got to go to like a petting zoo, and they had these really cool like baby camels and they had some goats there. I was really considering drawing a goat instead of a cat, but there's a couple of different cat pictures I have in my mind. So like I want to do a couple of cats. So I I do primarily do wildlife pictures on this channel, like people's pets, um, animals you might find out in the woods, and so on. Um, so if you guys like that kind of thing, you'll probably find a lot of it on this channel. If you don't like that kind of thing, I'm sorry, you're probably on the wrong channel. Um, hopefully I draw something that you like at some point, but I can't really guarantee it if you don't like pets. Because I do a lot of pets and I do a lot of animals, so I haven't had a lot of opportunity to do cats. But there's a couple of different cat style pictures that I want to do, and this is one of them. And then there's another one that I think I'll probably do. I don't know, maybe Thursday. We're back on the regular schedule now, where we do live streams every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then maybe I'll create a video if I ever get around to it, just on like an off day or something like that. We'll see. There's a couple of videos that I kind of recorded back in spring that I still haven't like put out, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hey, Alan K, Happy New Year's, buddy. It's good to see you in here. It's been a little while. Alan K is a good buddy from the Discord that I hang out in all the time. He's like really into DB Cooper. Like if anybody out there is into like DB Cooper and just mysteries, like historical mysteries and stuff like that, Alan K's your man. He's got a TikTok where he goes fishing and stuff with people. I think that's kind of cool. He's um he's definitely a channel to check out. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know there's like a lot of uh what is Ernest talking about? Fruit of Loom. What for the Geppetto? Yeah, you get some Fruit of Loom. So I do like drawing in pens, like just making these marks. It's so, it's so, you know how like people listen to like ASMR, just because it's like so relaxing and it kind of just puts you in this kind of like mindset and stuff like that. To me, this is specifically drawing with pens and doing these precise marks and stuff. It feels the same way for me. So like you ever see one of those like Zen gardens, where they sorry, one of those Zen gardens where they take a rake through the rocks and sand and stuff like that. And apparently, like doing that, just going through those motions and stuff, is supposed to be super therapeutic and super like mindful. That's how I feel with doing pen drawing. So like, um, there are times when I'll sit down with like charcoal or pastel or something. I'll just like draw a big old mess and it'll just turn out looking cool. And I still love that style and everything. But what I really love about doing these ink things is it's almost guaranteed to like put you in that Zen state of mind, where everything's like super relaxed and you're just uh you're just floating through life, just taking it as it comes. Do like that. But this kitty is going to take a little while, but I think we can get him in a amount of time. So I'm holding like three pens at once. So like I don't know if you can see this. So that's how I work. Like if not, I'm gonna have to go back into the pile and remember where these things are. There's only so many pens that I can really use in a picture. So I like have a really fine one for doing like these like things in the eyes or something like that. Um, I have this brush one for doing like bigger areas, and then I have like one other kind of like and it's an 8 point, I guess, or an eight. It has an eight on it. I don't know like how what size that is. Um, but like basically three pens. And the further I move away from the face and the details in the face, I'll probably start just using the brush a little bit more. Because that that one, if you like use it really lightly and stuff, it creates some really cool marks. but you have to like barely apply it. Like I'm not even barely even touching the paper when I use it there. Versus like this 8, I'm actually pressing it to the paper and making longer intentional marks versus that pen where it's just barely kissing the paper. Do anyone have a traditional must-side dish that you prepare for New Year's? Hey, that's a great question. So like I don't do it every year, but one of my traditions, if I remember to, is it's a little superstitious, but apparently like it just drifted down to my family that you're supposed to have like collard greens on New Year's. The collard greens representing like money and prosperity, and then you're supposed to have like some sort of like I don't know, some sort of like pork, like bacon, or just like something of that nature. And I forget what that represents. But black eyed peas are another one that's supposed to represent like good luck and things like that. So we definitely have, yeah, black eyed peas. There you go, black eyed peas and greens. Exactly. Yeah, we do that. It's because most of my family is from the South. They're from like the South Carolina area. Yeah, not a whole pork butt, like just a little small amount of pork in there. You don't have to go nuts with it. You don't have to put like a whole side of like something in there. But yeah, yeah, we do that. Um, it's one of the things where it's like, I don't really believe in the superstition that it's going to give you good luck and all that stuff, but then it's like, well, I don't want bad luck, so might as well. It's what is it, Pascal's wager, where you do it just because like it doesn't cost much to do it. Um, that's kind of how I feel. So yeah, we do that every year, and it's kind of semi-traditional. Semi-traditional meaning that like if I didn't do it, I don't think I'd beat myself up too much. I have more like stricter like Christmas traditions like this here, even though I'd gone and saw one of those big gigantic light displays, so like here in Kentucky we have the Southern Lights. It's like it's a little drive-through display where you have all these lights and everything, and then at the end you have like a petting zoo and all that jazz. So even though I'd already done that, it's still a tradition for me to go out and look at lights on Christmas Eve. So I still did that, even though there was really no need to because I had already seen a bunch of lights and stuff. So like I'm more strict on my Christmas traditions than I am on my New Year's ones. But yeah, absolutely. My mom always makes pozole, and Dad does a chocolate fondue. I'm not sure what a pozole is, but that sounds good. I'm using the ham bone from Christmas to flavor the beans and greens. That I'm going to Larry's house for New Year's. He knows how to do it. Potato ball soup or pigs in the blanket. I love that people have these traditions and stuff for New Year's. It's funny because we're like only 1 week away from Christmas. Like Christmas was literally just like 1 week ago. It's that weird time of year where everything happens all at once, you know? I have seen all the Christmas I've seen all the Christmas movies multiple times. Like Elf, I saw that at least 3 times this season just because it was on various different TVs and stuff as I was making my rounds. Same with Christmas Story. I didn't see all of Christmas Story, but I saw like a good deal like portion of it twice. I saw Christmas Vacation multiple times. It's just the way it fell out that like I ended up watching a lot of these different things. I'm not complaining. I mean, I can watch those things a million times, especially Elf. I have seen Elf a million times. I can watch it a million times more. Same with Christmas Vacation. Chevy Chase, that's like his best movie ever. Like it's even better than like regular Vacation, which I also love. I just love Chevy Chase. But yeah, Christmas Vacation is it's the perfect and it holds up. Um, it holds up over time. Like it never gets old. It's watch the Bill Murray Scrooge 3 times this year. I love that movie too. That movie is great. Bill Murray Scrooge. Um, yeah, definitely one of the must watches. I watch that every year. I watch the Christmas Vacation every year, and I watch Elf every year. And then the other ones are if I do, if I can, you know. But this year they were just all on. I went to my niece's house for Christmas. Well, a couple of days after Christmas, and you know they were watching them as well. And so I just end up seeing these things a million times. Muppets Christmas Carol. You know that's one I haven't seen. I might go back and watch that even though Christmas is over, because like that is something that I should have watched before now, and I don't think I have. I think I maybe watched that once like many years ago, and that's it. I'm gonna have to watch that. Muppets Christmas Carol. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get caught up on like things to watch. Like I am so far behind. There's a show on Netflix that I like. It's a beautiful animated series. Like honestly, if you're into animation at all, you already know of this show, but if not, you really should watch it. It's called Arcane. It's just so beautiful. Like you can take any like still from that movie or from that TV show and blow it up and hang it up on the wall, and it's a beautiful piece of art. I love Arcane. I haven't been able to see all of it. I just finished up watching all the What If series for Marvel. Um, I should have watched that like long before now. I'm trying to make my way through watching Skeleton Crew, which is a new Star Wars show. I love Star Wars. I will watch anything Star Wars. Uh, this one's actually really good, and I'm still making my way through it. So I have like a backlog of things I need to watch. It's not like I have to watch these things, but I also have to watch them. I'm just a big nerd. I have to watch these things before somebody tells me about them. So, like at some point, somebody's going to tell me all about like Skeleton Crew, and I'm gonna be like, "Man, you just spoiled it for me." So I have to watch these things before somebody else tells me about them. And the plane I watched Fly Me to the Moon with Reagan. Oh, that's cool. Looks like my video is glitching a little bit. I apologize for that, but I'll uh I'll check it out and see if I can get it fixed before next time. Sometimes my connections are kind of loose. Oh, I did end up with like on my Grinch picture, no less. So like I don't know. Some of my shorts they do well, and sometimes they don't. You never know what's going to end up doing well here on YouTube. So I posted like my Santa Claus picture, which people seem to really like, and it didn't get a lot of plays on shorts. I posted my my Grinch video, and that thing got like 5,000 views. It's nuts, and somehow I ended up with like 1,000 subscribers, which is kind of I guess that's noteworthy. I guess I should be you know saying I guess I should be patting myself on the back or something. But I didn't do anything special. All I did was post it the same as I post any of my other videos. So if you came here off of the Grinch video, welcome. I appreciate you showing up. Um, I do appreciate all of the people out there who made that 1,000 subscribers possible. If you are subscribed to the show, I super appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's pretty awesome. Um, I don't I don't know what I did to get 1,000 subscribers. I don't know why it took so long for me to get one. Get it, but I'm happy that I have it now. It's not like I'm doing anything different. Um, but I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Um, I sometimes forget to express how thankful I am, and I guess this is a good time as any going into the new year. Um, I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. I mean, that's the bottom line. You guys are what makes this worthwhile. I would probably still be drawing pictures and stuff like that, but even then, I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be drawing as many. And I probably wouldn't be improving. I wouldn't be doing I, all the good things that make this channel what it is. I wouldn't be doing any of that without you guys. Um, so truly, if there's any talent that I've got over these last 2 years that I've been doing this, it's all you guys, because like you guys have kept me to this. Like, I knew that going into it. That was part of the New Year's resolution, and the reason why I was doing a YouTube channel is because when you have people watching, and you have people tuning in and stuff, there's that expectation there, and you have to like actually, you can't just phone it in. You can't just decide, well, I'm just not going to do a drawing today. No, you have to hold yourself accountable, and you have to having other people hold you accountable like makes that easier, right? So if you guys weren't around holding me accountable, I would not be doing this. I know myself. I know that like I would talk a good game like, oh man, I'm going to do this and it's going to be great. It's going to be my New Year's resolution, but I would not have done it. So 100% anything that I do here is entirely because you guys. So like I do appreciate it. And if I forget to say it every now and then and stuff, just keep in mind that that sentiment is always there, is 100% always there. So thank you. And I'm gonna keep at it for you guys and myself. Like I do benefit from like having um, drawing an awful lot. Like the more I draw, the better I get at it. So there is that mutual benefit there. I draw more pictures, I end up with better art. And like some of these pictures, they don't matter. Like this isn't anybody's kitty. I pulled this off of Unsplash, I think. Um, this isn't this isn't anybody's kitty in particular. So some of the pictures I do, they really don't matter. Like I could toss this in the trash and it wouldn't matter. Nobody would miss it. But cumulatively practicing and stuff, it does get me better at it, so that if I ever did do a kitty picture or something that did matter, like I was doing it for a client or I was doing it for, I don't know, doing my own kitty, then practice makes perfect. Jimmy, if we weren't here, you'd be drawing and talking to yourself. I mean, I would be drawing and talking to myself. That is true. Padded room would be next. So the thing is, it's like it's never talking to myself. I have dogs, right? So they listen to me. So it's never talking to myself. Um, So it's kind of hard to see because it's not zoomed in super tight, but I should comment about like what I'm doing here. So you can see how I'm like varying the length of the pen marks. So once I have the features in, so like I'm pretty happy with those eyes and I'm pretty happy with the nose and stuff, I can get a little bit looser with the other marks and stuff. So like through the nose here is kind of light. Um, so I can use like long marks that are kind of spaced out to kind of like get that in there. And then up here in the brow, it is kind of like a little bit darker, so you have some darker marks in here. So I have to be like a little bit closer with them, and they can't be spaced out as much, and they're shorter, right? So they're basically denser is the word I'm looking for. So these are sparse, and you can have them going in a couple different directions to represent like actual fur. Like fur goes all over the place. Um, but whenever you want to create darker areas, you have to like keep it tighter, a little bit denser, a little bit shorter, like shorter marks. And that's basically the trick, right? So lighter areas sparsely drawn and shorter. Wait, lighter areas longer and sparser. Darker areas shorter and denser. There you go. That's the trick, really. And that same trick you can use to do fur. You can do like bushes. You can do, you know, just random landscape stuff like foliage and stuff on trees. Um, it's the same thing for all of them and stuff. And it's just like once you once you get comfortable doing these things and stuff, you can basically like sit down and essentially draw anything. I mean, I don't want to sit there and sound too confident. There are some things that might be more of a challenge to draw, but the basic techniques is going to be the same when drawing with pens. it's not like you can go off and smudge in some like, some areas that are like light gray or something like that, like you would be able to do with charcoal. No, it's all drawn lines here. So the only real way to get those values is by spacing them apart, drawing them smaller, shorter, whatever. Now up through here, because it's further away from like the face and stuff, I'm more comfortable using like the brush pen. And again, I'm not pressing down hard. I'm barely lightly kind of going across the page here. Um, I call it like kissing the page essentially because that's kind of what it is. So like very lightly. Um, this area through here, it's kind of like this is your typical cat that kind of has the stripes and stuff in his head, in his head, for in his scalp, I guess. So those can be done with the brush because it's fairly dark. How are we doing on time? We're doing great on time. It's fairly dark. There's a, the further you get away from it, like if it was a camera, it'd be kind of like blurred anyway. But you got like these dark little stripes and stuff through here, and you can kind of just scribble these in. Again, lightly kissing the page. Jeremy, have you ever drawn a Wampus cat? I'm not sure what a Wampus cat is. I would love, since I'm on this cat kick, I might actually do one of these like pretty soon. I went to a Christmas party where they had like one of those Himalayan cats, one of those long furred cats. I don't think I've ever drawn one of those. That would be a lot of fun. I don't want to just draw cats, but like I might get on this kick where I'm drawing a bunch of cats because like I have some ideas about different ways to render cats that would look cool. But I don't know what a Wampus cat is. You'd have to, I mean, I can Google it later, but I'm kind of curious now. I do, I call cats sometimes like Wampus just as a cute little term, but I don't know if like that's an actual thing that it sounds like it's probably like a specific term. It's used for something. All right, so you got these marks on the face and stuff like that that you can kind of just scribble in. And then as you kind of get a little ways away from it, you want to go back to the thinner mark line because up here it's you have like finer hair essentially. And I could probably go a little bit thicker than this, but it still kind of works. And this hair up here because it's on the back of the head and stuff. It is pretty long. Let me see if I can get like a. Is there a? Yeah, I don't think I actually have a pen that's thicker than this. Sorry. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me on New Year's Eve. Hopefully, you guys have better plans for later. So, um, I know for a fact that the ball drop broadcast is a little bit more exciting. They got music and stuff. I would love to be able to sing, but I don't have the talent. Um, I could probably like try to sing something, but it's gonna sound like this cat like crying. It's gonna be like, and I can't dance. Well, I can dance a little bit. I've been told I can dance. Mostly I just kind of flail around, and sometimes it's with the music. So yeah, I can. I can't do any of that stuff. I certainly can't do it live on like a live stream and stuff. There are plenty of YouTube channels and certainly TikTok channels of people dancing to music and stuff. That is not me. Um, so hopefully you guys go and watch that kind of stuff for the ball drop because it would be sad if you guys didn't. Warhorse says they're Womprat's main predator other than T-16 pilots and Beggars Canyon. And okay, Larry says I believe it's a mythological Indian belief. So you guys might be messing with me on this Wampus cat. I have a funny joke, a funny story about my Grinch picture that I did, where apparently I am too old and stupid to realize what the kids are talking about nowadays. So I did that Grinch picture the other day, and it's still up there if you guys didn't get a chance to watch it. Um, but it's your typical Grinch. It's green. You know, he looks like the Grinch. He's just basically your straightforward Grinch. So I remember while I was doing that stream, somebody, and I forget who, mentioned knee surgery, like during the live stream. And I remember they mentioned that, and I'm like, oh, that's so sad that they have knee surgery this close to Christmas. And I hope they feel better, and I hope they get their knee surgery and it works out well. And people do have knee surgeries, and I guess sometimes maybe they're scheduled around Christmas time. So I'm all like, man, that poor person. They have to get knee surgery at Christmas time. It's just terrible. That sucks. So I didn't think anything else of it. I just said, I hope that works out for you and stuff, and go about your merry way. So then I take my Grinch picture and I post it to Reddit because I was pretty proud of it. I thought it looked pretty cool. I thought people might enjoy it. It's Christmas time, post it to Reddit. So I did that. So somebody in the comments within a couple minutes of picturing it said, mention knee surgery. And I'm like, what are the odds that somebody on Reddit is talking about knee surgery when somebody in my chat was also talking about knee surgery? So that was weird. And then still, I'm like, well, I don't understand it, but maybe that's the same person. And I just don't recognize the username or something like that. So I didn't think much of it. And then somebody came in and commented on my Grinch and said it's the wrong color. I'm like, what do you mean it's the wrong color? It's green. The Grinch is green and all that stuff. So long story short, apparently there is this meme that I'm too old to get, that the kids get, and it's kind of like this inside joke. There's a blue Grinch running around talking about that feeling when you have knee surgery tomorrow or something to that effect or something like that. And I don't get it. I still don't get it. So I looked it up, and there's apparently articles about how it doesn't actually mean anything. It's just this thing that kids, it's like this inside joke or something like that. So apparently I'm too old to get it. But there's a joke, there's like a meme running around about like a blue Grinch talking about knee surgery. And like my nephews are much younger than me. Like they're in their 20s, and they don't get it either. So apparently you have to be like really, really young or something to get that meme. I don't know. But made me feel old. Shout out to Jeremy. Have a great night. Thanks for all of your art this year. Thank you, Coop Art. I appreciate it. Hopefully you are having a great New Year's. And I encourage everybody to go and check out Coop Art's channel. Like he makes some pretty cool art himself. So I'm always encouraging people to go and check out the artists who visit this channel's art. So if anybody is in the chat that's an artist and you want to shout out, please let me know. I am happy to do it because I appreciate it when people give me a shout out and stuff. I think it's just a symbiotic thing that everybody does. Love these kitties. How are we doing on time? We're doing all right. We're still under an hour, so that's cool. Yeah, but I did not get that Grinch thing. It boggles me to this day. Like a blue Grinch talking about knee surgery. I don't get it. I don't think anybody does get it. I think it's one of those jokes that like, everybody pretends to know what it's about, and that like nobody knows what it's about. It's like a snipe hunt type deal. Yeah, I remember those from like my Boy Scout days and stuff where, new guys were taken out to the woods and said, "Hey man, you want to go looking for a snipe?" And you're just basically looking for something that doesn't exist. That's how the Blue Grinch thing works, I guess. Got some kitty ears going on here, guys. This is awesome. All right, I'm gonna switch to. I want the outside of the ears to be like pretty light, MJ says, "Yay, Jeremy's yeah, Jeremy's a great artist." I appreciate that, MJ. I really do. I appreciate all the compliments you guys give me. Sometimes I don't feel like I deserve them. Sometimes I'm feeling pretty generous, and I feel like, yeah, all right, I earned that one. Um, but I appreciate them all the time, whether I feel like I deserve them or not. I went snipe hunting only once. Yeah, so like it's one of those things that I don't know, like in the Boy Scouts and stuff. It's one of those initiation things where it's like, yeah, snipes are real and stuff like that. And you sit out in the woods with a bag or something like that, and nothing ever comes because they don't really exist. I feel like I feel like Bigfoots are more likely to exist than snipe at this point. But it's one of those things that everybody goes, it's fun. It's harmless. I mean, all the terrible things that people do in the world and stuff like that. That's like harmless fun, like just kind of picking on somebody um, who doesn't know the difference. I do like drawing fur and pen. I really do. And I've done some scribble art where I try to draw people's faces and stuff like that. I might try to practice that a little bit, not during like a live stream or anything. Um, I think that's one of those things where I feel like I started doing that last year and it worked out pretty well. But I haven't done it for a while. I think I might want to get back into that. Trying to do like portraits really quickly in scribble art. I had some really good pieces last year. You can see them in that show reel thing that I made the other day. Um, but I haven't done any in a while, and I feel like I should do that more often. I like that style where you draw somebody's face in like scribble art really quickly. I would love to be able to I keep talking about this and stuff, and one day I'll get around to doing it. Um, I like the idea of like being able to sit across from somebody and quickly bust out like a portrait of them while they wait. And like if I can get something in 30 minutes or less, that would be ideal. I don't know if I will ever be able to do that. Obviously, this takes a little while. Like we're this kitty here probably take about an hour and a half or so. So I don't know if I can do a portrait of somebody that quick, but that would be ideal. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to 2025. I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling very optimistic about this year. Like I feel like 2024 got away from me. Like I feel like I started off pretty strong in 2024 and then I don't know, things just kind of got away from me. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just like things got busy. I had a bunch of projects. A lot of people, wanted things over the year and stuff like that. I kind of fell short on some of the projects. Um, I don't feel that way this year. I feel, again, optimistic. I just feel super optimistic. Like everything's gonna just work out, I guess. I don't know. But then I'm like, how realistic is that? Because like I felt like I started out 2024 pretty optimistic too. So, I don't know. We'll see. Can't kill my optimism on New Year's. I just feel very strongly that this is going to be a good year, despite all the evidence to the contrary. Like there's a lot of reasons to not believe that this is going to be a great year. Like this might end up being like a train wreck. Studio of Art, yes, 1,000 subs. Um, okay, Larry says Kitty is coming along nicely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Grinch put me over the top there, Studio of Art. I don't know why. Like I was at 970 for a while, and I'm like, maybe I can get some more this year. I'm gonna have to do a lot more drawings. But then I did that Grinch one, and it just took off. Like most of my uh, most of my shorts, they don't get like a lot of views. Like I can post this kitty up, and it may get like I don't know 100 views or something like that if I'm lucky. Um, but that the Grinch really took off, and it ended up getting like 5,000 views or something like that. And that kind of put me over the top with the subscribers, which is awesome. I appreciate it. Anybody who's new here, I appreciate you guys showing up. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I won't disappoint you in this in 2025. Sometimes I do terrible drawings, so you know, give me the benefit of the doubt. If there's something I draw that you don't like, give me another chance and check back the next week or whatever, and maybe I'll draw something that you would like. Not everybody's into cats. For example, How to Draw a Cat. That's a good title. There you go. Yeah. How to draw a cat in ink, because this is a different skill set. Like if I was drawing this in charcoal, I would already have like the values and stuff of this ear pretty well set by smudging charcoal up in this ear. Here with a like a pen, it's a lot different. So like you basically have to hatch in every like kind of like value. So this is a little bit darker at the end of this ear than it is here, and where the fur is a little bit wider. So you basically have to just kind of fine tooth it and get those marks in there. A lot of it's scribbling. You wouldn't be doing that so much with charcoal. I do enjoy drawing with charcoal. There's definitely going to be more of that in this coming year. Um, it's going to be more of my coffee paintings because I enjoy those. I'm still working on a collection of like wildlife coffee paintings. Maybe I might even put together like a little coffee table book or something just for fun. We'll see how it goes. I think the 2025 is going to be an awesome year. Got so many great ideas. By the way, you have to have trendy music to get a lot of views. That's why your Grinch video blew up. Oh yeah. So I I try to put trendy music in these things. There's those shorts. I put a lot of music that I like, and then when I go back and look at it, I'm like, maybe not everybody's into this kind of music. I like I like a lot of like indie music, like indie rock, things like that. Maybe it's like I need to pick stuff that more people are exposed to. I know that like when I do pick things that are trending, videos might do well. I'm not really like posting them to like really get a lot of views though. Um, I appreciate it when I get a lot of views and stuff like that, but that's not really why I put the music to it. I just think it looks cool. That's the main reason why I do shorts, is because I like the time lapse. I like watching the things come together. Like I will go back and watch this. Like I'm recording this now. I'll go back and watch this, and it's fun for me to watch the time lapse of how this comes together. So yeah, I'll post a short of it later and stuff like that. But it's not really for to get like views or anything like that. It's more like I enjoy this. I think you might enjoy it as well. That's the reason why I do it. Like ultimately, if you're not having fun yourself, there's really no point. And if you are having fun, like if it's something you enjoy, then it's probably something other people are going to enjoy as well. So like I enjoy watching the time lapse to music, and I assume that other people might as well. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the only one who enjoys that and stuff like that. But I don't think that's true. I think that if you enjoy something, probably other people do as well. Meow, that's funny, Rich. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. This cat does look like it's about to pounce on something. All right, how are we doing on time here? Okay, we're at 1 hour. So I need to get this year done for sure. And then I kind of wanted to get some pause in here as well. So I need to step it up a little bit on the time. But that's okay. Because like if you feel confident, you can kind of like sketch in like a lot of fur pretty quickly. Because like fur has its own will, like when it comes to cats and dogs and stuff like that, they, the fur goes all over the place. So you can't really make a big mistake. You just have to have like a lot of confidence that you're not going to make a mistake that you can't recover from. Like I can still screw this up. That's not in question. It's just can I recover from it? So I can make like I don't know, like I can make oh no, I made a mark that I don't really like, right? Well, I can kind of come back over it and kind of work that in so that it's not as noticeable. So yeah, you when drawing with pen, you don't have an eraser. It's not like you can come back and just kind of erase a mark that you're not happy with. But the good news is you can easily cover up a mark that you're not happy with. So like that little scribble that I put in, you know, just make it work with the rest of the scribbling that I do like. And you just kind of cover it up a little bit. It's not like I hate it, but yeah, that's the real secret to working with that pen is you know, the marks that you're making are basically scribbles. They're like little short marks and stuff like that. They are kind of meant to look random, and largely are random. So the confidence comes from knowing that if you make a mistake, you just kind of cover it up. Because like while you can't erase it, you can certainly cover it up easily, kind of easily. I don't know. There's like a lot of random fur just kind of going around in this here anyway, so it's not like that really is a mistake because there's just weird hair in this kitty's got some fur issues. It's got some fur that kind of comes up around here. Basically, this is the edge of his face. And then I can get a couple of different values in there, but let me start with my brush. Where was my brush? Get some dark areas in here. So like that mark that I put in that was supposed to be a mistake, you probably don't even notice it anymore. If you do notice it, you're like hyper fixated on it because like just a random person looking at this picture is not going to notice that. And that's really all there is to it. Like you can't you can make a mistake, but you can't really like it's tough to say that you can make a mistake because it's really hard to make a mistake that matters. You can make a mistake, but it's really hard to make a mistake that matters. And you know, you really shouldn't believe that there's any kind of mistake that you can make that really matters to where you're stressing it. It should be more like, yeah, well, that's kind of weird that I put that mark in there. Let me kind of cover that up a little bit. That's really all there is to it. And again, the parts that you should take your time with is like the eyes because that's what people are looking at, the nose and stuff like that. Those are the main features. Once you get those features in, the further you get away from those features, the more random it's supposed to look because you're supposed to create that kind of contrast. That's what creates visual interest. So the visual interest comes from a lot of detail, a lot of like recognizable features. But then as you move away from it, you create contrast by making things a little bit more looser. So everything's really tight through here. As you move away from it, it gets super loose. And then that creates the kind of contrast that you need. Like here in the ear, I can kind of put in a little bit of detail through here. Get in some of those shadows. Why are cats afraid of trees? Oh, Richard says, these pictures blow my mind every time. Everything great feline. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks, MJ. Why are cats afraid of trees? Hmm. I don't know. Why are cats afraid of trees? I feel like there's a punchline coming here. Watch Larry just leave us hanging and not give us a punchline. Something to do with bark. Oh yeah, I bet you that's it. Yeah, I bet you that's gonna be it. They don't like bark. All right, and then some other contrast. So like as you can see, this right here is kind of washed out. Like there's nothing really for your eyes to like kind of attach themselves to. Well, fortunately, that's not how the cat actually looks. The cat has, you know, some darker areas through here. Again, kind of like lightly kissing the page whenever you're using this brush. End up with ink all over my fingers. I love that. I love getting my hands messy. I love when I forget that I drew a picture and I've got these marks on my hands. So I'll probably wake up tomorrow morning with these marks still on my hand. I'll probably go to like the store or something with these marks on my hand. I'll look down and like, why do I have these marks on my hand? And it's because I drew this picture last night. So you also have like kind of like this light side here going into the darkness of his fur over here. So even if this cat didn't naturally have like dark areas on the side, which fortunately this cat does, you might still want to kind of like use your artistic discretion and kind of make this area over here darker so that you kind of have like a movement across the page. That's one of the little tips that I try to do is you know, light areas, dark areas and stuff like that that kind of controls where the viewer looks. Like if this was like a comic book, this would be perfect. Like if I did a comic about this cat, this would be a cool style for that. My dog's back there making noise. But again, you see that like now that I'm further away from like the important parts of the face, I feel like a little more freer to kind of like just get a lot of these marks in here. Now, as I get closer to the face, I need to like rein it in a little bit, kind of like be a little more cautious. All right, so this fur that kind of comes up to here. We're going through here. Sorry, because of the work. LOL. I'm just kidding. That's good, Larry. That's good. Appreciate that. Kid did say that she had a like a party she had to go to for New Year's, but we usually rely on her pun jokes and stuff. So I appreciate you picking up the slack there. I need to go and actually look up a bunch of jokes before I set out to do a cat and just come up with like a bunch of kitty jokes and stuff. So you see how like I move from the brush to this lighter pen as I get kind of closer to this because like I need to take a little bit more care. So this can kind of just fuzz out or whatever, but through here, I want to kind of get a little more controlled. And I may come back with the brush after I get some of this kind of figured out, but you got some stripes through here that I want to kind of get in here. So you have this main line here, kind of have a secondary line there, third line there, kind of a fourth line here. Cats are so cool. I just love the markings on cats. So like you usually don't get these kind of markings on like a dog. Each animal has, something they bring to the table that just makes them fun to draw. I love drawing dogs. I love drawing cats. I love drawing mice, goats, whatever. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Each each little critter is going to have something else they bring to the table. So you see how like I'm going over some of the stuff that I did before with like new marks that are going kind of like in a different direction with lighter density. Um, all of this stuff adds to creating this kind of like visually interesting piece where you just have like lines going all over the place, but then they end up making something. So like when I do my scribble portraits that I do that I haven't done in a while that I really need to start doing more of, um, it really becomes apparent how pen and ink works, you know, because you really can kind of just scribble in values and stuff that creates these shadows, that creates these visual pieces and stuff. And it's a pretty cool style, you know. Again, it takes some. I mean, you don't have to have like a lot of confidence because I don't have a lot of confidence. I'm not a very confident drawer, artist or whatever you want to call it. Um, but you know, it is also like you just kind of you just close off your mind and you're like, I'm just going to make all these marks and hope that they it works out, and it generally does. You know, like I said, if you end up making something that you don't like, you can kind of just cover it up. Like as I'm filling in these areas here, whatever previous marks I made that I'm not happy with, I just kind of cover up. And like this little area here, maybe a little bit darker, so I just kind of like pack in some more scribbles in there. Same through here. I'm not 100% happy with this ear up here yet, so I just kind of pack in some more scribbles. And especially if you're doing like trees and landscapes and stuff like that, nature is random, right? So like to put in a bunch of random lines and stuff like that makes total sense. Trees look like that, you know. All right, I'll come back and mess with this here in a little bit. Edie says, "Cute kitty." Hey, Edie's in the house. Edie's in New York, so I'm kind of curious, like what the scene is like down there on Times Square because that is what I'm going to be watching here in a little bit. Yep, we're down to less than 3 hours to the ball drop in New York City. Less than 3 hours. More little. I still have to figure out what these are called. These like little marks that are like where the whiskers come out of. I'm sure those have a name. I just call them like whisker dots. Those are always fun to draw. Like I feel like if you can get the whisker dots right on a cat picture, you've done your job. All right, so that's looking pretty cool. Let's see. How we doing on time? We're doing okay on time, but I need to get some like pause in here and stuff. Let me get like just a little hint of pause down here. Doesn't have to be not like all that perfect or anything like that. Again, if you can get confident with doing scribbles and stuff, you can draw in ink. And I think a lot of people are afraid of not having the ability to erase. Um, like people who would normally draw in like ink, but might be a little intimidated because they can't erase and stuff like that. Just you know, at some point you're gonna realize you don't do a lot of erasing in pencil anyway. So like, if you're doing like a pencil picture or whatever, all you're doing really is like, you start with something light and then you kind of darken it in and stuff like that. At some point you're gonna realize like with your pencils, you're not using your eraser all that much anyway. So like in my charcoal pieces, I only really use the eraser as a tool to like lift up things to for like to create highlights or something like that. I'm not using it to actually make corrections. Rarely do I ever use an eraser to actually make a correction because like there's nothing broken, there's nothing messed up in this picture where I need to like create a like actually do a correction that I can't just kind of cover up or incorporate into the picture. So like I might end up with some line like draw a line here or something like that using this brush that I'm not happy with. One, I'm okay with like actually ending up with like a screwed up picture. That's not going to bother me too much. Um, But two, like also I can just kind of incorporate it into the picture. So like it's very rare that I will ever use like an eraser to actually fix something. I mean, I do it sometimes, but I'm not in the habit of it. So like, what's the difference? Yeah, I think I want a collar that kind of comes up around here. All right, so I wanted to put that collar in just so that I can kind of get some dark fur back here. I'm gonna cheat, and even though it's not part of the set that I got for Christmas, so I'm really trying to like use the pens that I got for Christmas, but I'm gonna cheat and use this Sharpie just to like really kind of get this area here filled out pretty quick. This is like the backside of the kitty. Again, scribbles go a long way when dealing with ink. There's probably like some tips or tricks I can give you for scribbling, maybe, but not really. Like I don't know if I have any tips for like scribbling. Kind of scribble in the same direction. What sucks about these Sharpies though is they stink. Like, I have never really liked the smell of Sharpies. It's kind of like randomly draw your lines and stuff when it comes to using the Sharpie. They're just gonna end up being like super thick, regardless. Okay, so I need to. All right, cool. All right, so that quickly put in a lot of lines. I gotta go, guys. Have a happy new year, and I hope 2025 is a great year for all of you. Bye. Thank you, Edie. That is the vibe I'm going for. I am super excited about 2025. I think it's going to be a great year. I know that there's plenty of reasons why it may not be all that great, and you know, I'm not saying that 2025 is going to be great for everybody, but hopefully we have some good times. I guarantee you we're going to have some good times. There's going to be some good times in there for everybody. If you allow it. But yeah, I think 2025 is going to be the year, guys. The year for what? I have no idea. But it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's easy for me to say that at the beginning of the year because I really don't know. Let's see. Alan Turner, I've been beefing Rome Dog. I got Dad's phone. Happy New Year. Oh, okay. Friend of Rome Dog. Welcome to the channel. Let's see. I think it's kind of hard to draw these collars because the collars are kind of like, you know, a little bit more structured. Like there's a like it has to actually be round and so on. Not like the rest of the cat, which can be a little bit more organic. Shave that off a little bit. Little kitty. A lot of people got pets for Christmas. I know that every one of my pets were Christmas gifts. Archer was a Christmas gift. Guinness, Bear, they're all Christmas gifts. Or, well, my birthday is so close to Christmas. My birthday is actually December 4th. Um, some of them might have been birthday gifts. I don't remember, but they were all December animals. I know a common gift for people to give out. Oh, you are Rome. Okay. All right, Alan. So called Rome. I'm just kidding. Happy New Year, Rome. Rome, if that is your real name. So this little guy in the picture kind of has a bell on him. How much time do I have? I got a little bit of time. I'm gonna try to get this bell in here. Okay, we're just freehanding a bell. Let's see. It kind of looks like a little bell. Doesn't have to be perfect. Kind of winging it. Kind of like a bit more definition on this paw over here. So again, the further you get away from the focal point, which is obviously the face here, the more kind of like loose you can get. Like I don't have to fully define this paw over here to have a successful picture, I don't think. I can kind of just hint at it. Get some fur going in there. I'm gonna clip that into a short. I'm over my time limit. Bye everybody. Have a good one, Alan. Slash Rome. Enjoy your new year. Hopefully hopefully everything goes great for everybody. So I do encourage people to have New Year's resolutions. I know the big joke is like nobody ever keeps their New Year's resolution and stuff like that. But again, this channel is a direct result of having a New Year's resolution. It was my New Year's resolution in 2023 to be more creative, and here we have this channel. It does happen. You just kind of have to stick to it. So hopefully some people out there do have some kind of goals that they're wanting to achieve in the new year, and they stick to it and are able to achieve it. I know, like, big popular one is weight loss, health in general. I know that I ate way too much over the holidays, so I am going to be looking to eat healthier in the new year. Hopefully, other people kind of stick with that kind of stuff. I find that the kitty is so cute. Thank you. Kitty is about to pounce for real. Um, I find that the way to keep a New Year's resolution, it's just habit. If you continue to do it, if you force yourself to do it a couple of times, it becomes habit, and then eventually it's like it feels kind of weird when you're not doing it. So I try to do my streams at least twice a week. And if I'm not doing a stream, I still want to do like some sort of drawing and stuff like that. It is at the point that if I'm not doing that, it feels weird. Like over the Christmas break, it has been kind of weird not doing drawings. So that's all it is. If you do something enough times, it becomes habit, and a positive habit is good. The other thing I find bedtime for me. Have a good one, Just Dave. Happy New Year, and hopefully you enjoyed your Christmas. And once again, I appreciate all you guys, the people who have to hop out. I'm almost done with this, so like you're not missing much. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. The other thing about habits that I should say is that, like, for as far as forming like habits, it really is just a matter of just doing it, kind of sticking to it for a couple of weeks or something like that. Once you do that, you're good. The other thing I think is important is to, like, kind of like brainwash yourself a little bit into believing that you are the type of person who does that sort of thing. So like for me, I wanted to be more creative. I kind of had to like trick my mind into thinking like, well, I am an artist, right? So like, it's not like I want to be an artist. I tell myself, well, I am an artist, um, and then artist does drawings, right? So like, what kind of artist doesn't do drawings? So by telling myself that, kind of like tricking myself into thinking that way, it became easier to actually like be the person that I'm tricking myself into thinking I am. So that kind of stuff is you know, I could probably express it a little bit better, but those type of like little mental tricks and stuff I think are helpful. You know, and an artist creates, right? So like if you think of yourself as an artist, you're bound to do more creative work. Um, you know, and sometimes it is just as simple as like, you know, I'm telling myself that I'm an artist and therefore I'm going to create artwork. Sometimes it's that simple. All right, I do think that we're almost done here. I just kind of want to get in a little bit of sorry, my dog's kind of going nuts back there. And I don't want to keep you guys because of the holiday and everything anyway, so I think I kind of want to get a little bit more shadow up in here just to kind of create that kind of contrast. Get a little bit of a separation there. Give me a second, dog. I'm almost done. So this is where you can kind of feel like a little bit free to do whatever you want. Like the picture's almost done. I kind of have to just make it work. But yeah, that's sort of like tricking your mind into like you know, when it comes to like healthy eating, for example, which is a popular New Year's resolution for people, you know, if you think of yourself as a healthy person, you know, if you think of yourself as a person who eats healthily, eventually your behaviors are going to kind of catch up with your belief, your mindset, or whatever. So like a healthy person who eats healthily isn't eating a bunch of cookies. You know, that's kind of weird for a person who eats healthy to do. So like if you think of yourself as a person who eats healthy, you're probably going to eat less cookies. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you'll just eat just as many cookies. I have no idea. I'm just saying. Little, little tricks. Like I used to smoke, and the way I quit smoking, for example, is you know, I started telling myself like I am a person who does not smoke. You know, I'm not the type of person who smokes, right? So that helped because then it's like, you know, you go to a store, you want to buy a pack of cigarettes or something like that, and you're like, well, you know, a person who doesn't smoke wouldn't buy these cigarettes, so what am I doing here? You know, a person who smokes, who doesn't smoke, um, you know, wouldn't have cigarettes on them. So what am I doing with this pack of cigarettes in my pocket? Let me throw these away. You know, those little types of mental tricks, they do work. I find that they're very helpful for me. So like from an artist standpoint or like an art standpoint, just telling yourself that you're an artist that creates a picture every day um, goes a long way. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. There's probably like a few little areas here where I can kind of like get in some darker bits. But yeah, I think I'm almost done here. Get a little bit more of a line on this eye here. That looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with this cat. All right, so I do have like a little white um, gel pen here as well, so I can create like little highlights. The kitty eye. You get like little fur things here. So he does have these whiskers, but I don't know if they're like really going to show up. Try to get some of these in here. You put in some small lines and stuff to represent the rest of the whiskers, and then I think we're done. Get a few little marks coming out there, and then around this side, some whiskers that kind of come out here. Whiskers are always hard for me because it's like, how do I draw a straight line? It's just kind of drawing whiskers. I think it kind of like proves the whole point of everything else, where it's like you have to have some confidence. So like at some point you've got this pretty picture of a kitty laying on this thing, and then you have to like make this mark that just kind of goes across the page, and you have to kind of like close your eyes and just hope for the best. But generally it works out. But yeah, I think this is a pretty cool little kitten. I think we're about done. Geppetto is speaking a kitty. Yeah, $9 a pack. Yeah, luckily I quit smoking before it started getting so expensive. Um, Larry, um, I think when I quit smoking, it was still $3 a pack, and that was for the generic cigarettes. But yeah, I don't know how people do it. People who still smoke, that's just ridiculous. I definitely would have been priced out. And there's nothing worse than quitting smoking, by the way. That is an extremely addictive stuff. Nicotine. It was very hard to quit smoking. So if anybody's struggling with that in the new year, let me tell you, man, it is the best thing that you can do. It is the very best thing that you can do is quit smoking. Um, and you know, it's going to add years to your life. It's just going to give you it's just going to be so much better all the way around. And I know it's tough, it is extremely difficult. If you're having struggles with it and stuff, my email address is in um, the about tab on this channel. Give me a holler. I've got some tips and tricks and stuff that work for me. I'm not saying I'm like an expert on quitting smoking or anything like that, but you know, I smoked for like 20 years or whatever, and I did eventually quit. So if that's something you're struggling with, you let me know. I will try to help. But it is the best thing that you can do. So if you're looking for a New Year's resolution and you are a smoker, make that your New Year's resolution for real. I can't stop tinkering with this picture. Like some paw down here. So the kitty's kind of like laying on a blanket and stuff. I want to kind of get the blanket in there, but I don't think I'm gonna have time. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this we're gonna call this done for tonight. Since it is New Year's and you know we all have to like go off and celebrate and stuff like that. But let's see. Well, I remember Camels being 45 cents a pack. My dad used to smoke as well, and thankfully he quit. He said that if cigarettes ever got over $1, he was going to quit. And of course, they did end up getting over $1, and he didn't quit. What he did is he just started smoking like generic stuff that like nobody should be smoking. It was just terrible because it was under $1. And then eventually he just kind of gave up on that and stuff like that. He did eventually quit, and I think it was tough for him as well. But I'm so glad he did because he's in his 70s now, and I don't you know like being in your 70s and a smoker is not good. So I'm so happy that he did that. Yeah, I think this looks cool. I loved drawing with ink, by the way. Probably should get some more. Uh, Not totally happy with this other ear over here. Hold on, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I promise. Yeah. All right, I am going to call this done. I mean, it looks good enough. I think that if I had more time, I would focus a little bit on this here, but I'm pretty happy with this. There is like a blanket here I would love to put in here, but I'm not going to have the time for it. But anyway, I do like drawing in ink. So again, I got these as stocking stuffers, so you know who you are out there. If hopefully, hopefully you can see how much I do enjoy getting this as a stocking stuffer. This is so much, so awesome. Um, Drawing in pen is something that I think that anybody who can draw can do. I think that you guys owe it to yourself to try drawing in pen, and if you're intimidated by the fact that you can't use an eraser, again, like I said, look at how often you actually use an eraser to make corrections anyway. I would suspect that like you don't do it all that often, and if you do it all that often, you can kind of break yourself of that habit. I think that mostly the eraser is just used as a tool for creating highlights or something like that on your picture. You probably don't do a lot of corrections with a pen like an eraser anyway. So I encourage you as like just drawing in general to kind of break that habit of using an eraser to make corrections and start getting into like, well, how can I cover up corrections or like mistakes that I feel like need to be corrected. So find other ways of fixing mistakes that you maybe make or whatever. But I feel like I can sit here for like another hour and just kind of tinker with this. I'm not going to do that because like it is New Year's Eve. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys like this kitty. Um, Hopefully you guys have enjoyed 2024 hanging out with me and are looking forward to hanging out with me in 2025. I know I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you. So I really appreciate you guys being there. Again, I can't stress this enough. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this anyway. So like, thank you so much for being there in 2024. Again, I don't feel like I deserve it. I appreciate you guys being there. I don't know why you guys hang out with me every week, but so much I completely appreciate it. So thank you so much, and hopefully we'll just have some more fun in 2025. It's going to be great. Like Larry says, awesome year. Let's do another. I love it. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys, there's still plenty of time left in the New Year's for you guys to enjoy yourself, watch the ball drop. Um, uh, I know that I had a great time. Hopefully you guys did as well. Hopefully you guys like the kitty. I will see you all next year. I love saying that. Like this is the best time of year when you get to say, corny jokes like that. I will see you guys next year. Just happens to be tomorrow. So I will see you then. I'll be back on Thursday for the first art of 2025. I have no idea what it's going to be yet. We'll see. But I look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. So have a good one. Thank you. Bye.